and you're gonna do this. You see that? Do that. Hi, check it out. You're rolling with Greg today, and we're gonna walk through the neighborhood on the west side of Bartow. This is the Radford Flip Home Academy with family and friends, the whole 9 yards. Not just about us today, it's about everybody. So check it out, let's roll. All right, come on, y'all.
You got it, babe?
Yeah.
Standing tall and looking good.
You had a flashlight, didn't you?
All right, while you're walking, I'm just going to be talking to y'all. So just keep on walking. As you come in across. Stop there. Come on across, y'all. Come on. You got to do this the right way. Yeah, there you go. Come on across. Hey, we can't let nobody get hurt on RadfordHomes watch. We patrolling these streets, y'all. We in my neighborhood. What a joy. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. It can't happen without him.
Are you directing? I am.
Thank you, definitely need it. Yeah, look forward to it. Oh yeah, I know. I'm enjoying this already. Here you go.
All right, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this. Check this out. This house right here is a 1920 bungalow. We were fortunate enough to get this house from a good friend of mine. His dad sold us this house. Believe it or not, how many people can take a guess on how much you think we got this house for? Take a guess.
40,000.
No.
15.
No. Next.
35.
70?
Almost. A little bit lower than 35.
I said 15.
No.
32.
$30,000.
$30,000.
Wow.
Okay, this house was in a very dilapidated state, so we were able to come in, and not just me, my contractors, my main man Felix at the time is the one who did most of the work in here, but also Alpha Electric, and my general contractor is Mr. T. Gregory. He came in. This is a pride and joy for me because Miss Honeybunch lived here. I live the fourth house down. If you look through here, you'll see a brown house. You'll see the edge of it. Okay, now you can see Miss Honeybunch house right there through those two houses. That's Miss Honeybunch house. And the house next door, that's the way I grew up at. All right? So imagine how I felt when I was able to take Miss Honeybunch house and rehab it. When she grew up next door to me. All right? When she grew up next door to me, Miss Honeybunch literally grew up next door to me and used to feed me. And her, Kent, Byron, and Jamie, they all put me in Little League football. All right? So you know it's family. So when I came here, I was able to get the house for $35,000. We immediately jumped on the house and started the renovation. How much you think the renovation cost?
45.
The renovation was $35,000. Now the renovation was $35,000 for RadfordHomes. It made it cost you $55,000, $60,000 because I already had the infrastructure in place. I already had the systems in place. All right. So we were able to go in here and level this whole house. Listen, folks, we took this house apart in the inside. All the floors, all the floor joists. We set all the beams. We put all new. It sits on blocks. It's a bungalow. Everything, 3/4-inch plywood, the kitchen, the bathrooms, the plumbing, the electric. We redid the porch. This house doesn't even look like the same house. Anybody remember how this house used to look? I know Queens of Fashion used to remember. So, but glory be to God that we were able to do that. But here's what's more significant than that. Miss Honey Bunch, 92 years old at the time when she did that. We were able to give her a nice, beautiful home, right? Check it out. To leave the rent well below the market value. So she can live out her days and comfortable and be all right. Yeah. And I told her, you don't never have to worry about this house. As long as I'm alive, she don't have to worry about it. And same thing with Jamie. He don't have to worry about it. Now the house is fixed up, it looks good, AC, new roof. It used to have a metal roof. You're gonna see that when we go around this corner. That's why it's so significant that you walk these streets with me. Because people that are listening, I have private money lenders who invest in me, because we don't use our money most of the time, but we do leverage our credit at times, and I'm gonna tell you how we do that, all right? You can buy this house with what we call a convenient check. All right, how many of y'all know what a convenient check is? A convenient check is what? Somebody tell me, what is a convenient check? What's a convenient check? It's very easy to write, but where does it come from? What does a convenient check come from? Well, I'm going to tell you. A convenient check comes from you leveraging one of your credit cards. Okay? If you got a credit card, I have a credit card that's $40,000. I got one that's $46,000. I have a limit on one credit card that's $46,000, right? With city cards. All right? It's $46,000 limit. I can call City Card. I'm telling you what Radford Homes do. You need to consult with your accounting or your CPA for anything that I tell you. I'm telling you what has to work for me. It may not work for you, so take that at your own risk. That's my little caveat. My lawyer always told me to put that in there. Now, I'm telling you now, you can take a convenient check if you say you don't have money to buy a house. If you got a convenient check of $46,000 limit and you get $30,000, you have just did what to your credit utilization on that card? What you did to it? Credit expert, where are you? Where's my credit expert?
I'm sorry, repeat this.
If I have a credit limit of $46,000 and I take a $30,000 to buy this house, I write a check.
Your utilization went up.
My credit utilization just went up. All right, and if it's, let's just use easy math. If it's $50,000 and I write a check for $25,000, I just use how much percent?
Half of it.
I just use 50% of it.
Yeah.
So now you know that you're gonna, if you do that, you're taking the risk of lowering your what? Your credit score.
Yeah.
Now check it out. If you got numerous of cards, Radford Homes has upwards of about $480,000 in credit card limit. I'm not telling you to do that because you have to be what with credit? You got to be responsible. Because if you're not responsible, debt can put you in a bad situation. But you can leverage debt to your benefit, all right? As long as you understand the intricacy of the credit and how to work it holistically, then you can do that. But that's one way to pay for this house. Another way to pay for it is what?
Cash.
You can pay cash for the house. So if you pay cash for the house, your ROI is not so great, but you get plenty of what? Cash flow monthly. Meaning you don't have to go to the mortgage guy and give him none of your money, and then you don't have to go, if you don't want to, you don't have to place insurance on it. If you get a mortgage, you're going to have what? Because you're not going to give me a mortgage without insurance, right? Right, but he's not going to give me a mortgage without insurance because he has to protect his what? His capital. He has to protect his capital. But if you did have a house, I wouldn't condone that you do this, and you bought it cash, do you have to have insurance on it at that time? No, but it's a liability to you.
Oh, no. You're good. You're good.
It's a liability to you because if something happened, it can always come back on you. So you probably need to have insurance. All right? Now, we're going to go around the corner and tell you something that's even more significant than just buying a house right here. Come on around the corner.
Get some more shots at this house.
My road guard, Carl, you my road guard, let's make sure nobody don't hit us. You got me that way at credit expert, nobody don't hit us? Got you. All right. Now, it's not going to be too much traffic on this street, so we should be all right. All right. When you come around the corner right here, what do you see right here? I want you to get them, come get them, me and get them. What do you see over here? You see a brand new what? You see a brand new house. How do you think we were able to get that brand new house? Somebody tell me, if I bought this bungalow, what did I do when I bought this bungalow? I'm not going to give you all the information. This is not a linear conversation. It's a community conversation. So y'all got to talk to me. You got to talk back to me for this thing to work. How do you think we got that house right there?
I don't know.
Somebody help me out there. Say it loud so they can hear you. Okay, bingo. When we bought this house, so I'm telling you now, if you're looking at a house, and if it sits on a large parcel of land, then you can do what? You can split it. We call that 2 for 1. And if it's 3 for 1, even better. And if it's 4 for 1, it's even better. So when you look at a house and you learn to look for value in a house, you just don't look at the house. You also look at the parcel of land and the variance that comes with it. So when we bought this house, we bought all the land to that tree. So guess what happened then?
Beautiful.
We called the city of, break it down some. We called the city of Bartow and said, hey, check this out. We have a house that's a bungalow, and the land is just, it ain't been used. They said, well, Greg, why don't you do the right? Why don't you split the lot? So guess what we did? We split the lot. I called up there. How much you think they charged me to split that lot? Tell me what you think.
$5 grand.
$100.
$100? What you think? No.
17,000.
1,000? No. What you think?
$50.
50. There you go. To split this lot cost me a whopping $35 at the city of Bartow. So now I just gave you a key nugget there. If you get a large, oversized lot, you buy a house for $30,000. You put $35,000 into it. How much we got into the house? $65,000. You build a new build out the door, including impact fees, for $155. Let's round it up to $160. $160,000, right? But you sell it for $225. You just made what?
Just 60 grand, bro.
You made your money back from this
yeah,
house.
yeah.
So you don't have no money in this house.
Wow.
So now your, what you want to call it, your return is what we call what? Infinite. It's infinite. You don't have no money in the deal. So the rent that comes from this house, minus the taxes, insurance, and repairs and vacancy,
Profit.
It all is cash flow.
Yeah.
So you don't, it's like I got a free house. How did I do that? I did that with using my mind, studying, doing what I'm doing right here, and my lovely and beautiful wife. Sabrina, you should be up here. Come up here. All right. So that's what we did. And the lady moved in. What's more important than that? She moved in for what? $0. What's more important than that? We were able to take a piece of land that was just not mowed all the time and put a nice asset on it. Now you got taxes. Now you got more improvement for the road, the whole 9 yards. Y'all get it? Any questions right now so far? I need 3 questions before I move on. Give me 3 questions.
How do you find a builder?
How do I find a builder? That's a great question. Somebody help her out. This is just not a linear conversation. How do we find builders? Network. Network. You find building through network. You find contractors, and if you see people that's working just like you're here now.
Let's go right up there and
and
ask.
you want to come and you want to ask RadfordHomes, or you want to ask anybody else, hey, who was your builder on that?
Yeah.
So that's what she just asked me. She asked me who was my builder. My builder on this house was Manning Master Builds. His name is Joey Manning. He lives right here on the west side of Bartow. He's a licensed contractor with the Vanderbilt, played baseball. He's also has a mortgage company as well. Okay, so there you go. You get with me offline, I'll connect you with him. That's how easy it is. You have to ask, folks. So then the next thing, who is my general contractor? I also have a general contractor, but he wasn't in on this project. We'll say that when we get down to the next project. Anything else, you got to pay what you call impact fees, even though you split the lot, because there never was a house on the lot. Now, if there was a house already on this lot, you wouldn't have to split it. If you knocked it down, then you wouldn't have to pay the impact fees. Impact fees were almost $18,000 before we can get the address. Okay? How long it took to build the house? Anybody know? About 6 months to build the house. Now, I'm going to tell you one mistake that we did, and I don't ever want anybody to do that. Then we're going to move on. You see a patch in the road down there. What do you think that patch in the road is?
Plumbing, something like that.
There you go. Plumbing. We made a huge mistake. No, I'm not going to say we. I made a huge mistake. I didn't connect the plumbing before I started building. Don't ever build a house without connecting your plumbing and having your plumbing sticking out the ground. Please, folks, Do not make that mistake. That's a $6,000 mistake.
Did the city charge you to come and do that?
The city would not pay for it.
No.
I tried to get them to pay for it. They wouldn't pay for it. So, could I fought with it? Could I go back and forth with it? I could have, but I don't have time. Money is
time is money. Yeah.
Money is time. You need to keep it moving. Money has to flow to keep moving. I can't let $6,000 hold me up when I'm gonna get $65,000. I gotta keep it moving. So I kept it moving. All right. Now I'm a flipper. I flip houses for a living. Sometimes you're gonna take losses. Sometimes you're gonna take great wins. All right. Then we're gonna go down here. I'm gonna show you another house. Now we left here. We built this house simultaneously while we rehab the duplex. When we get to the duplex, I'm gonna talk to you about the duplex. But when we left this house, we went on the east side of Bartow and we purchased a house for $90,000. We sold the land. It came with a vacant land. We sold it for $30,000. So we purchased the house for how much? $60,000. We sold it for $265,000. Now we put $145,000 into the rehab. We still made money.
Yeah.
We bought it for $60,000, put $145,000 into it. That's $205,000. Let's just use incidentals. Add another $10,000. We gave $8,000 towards closing costs, or $5,500. We still cleared of what? 50 grand.
Yeah.
So this business is profitable, but you need to have systems in place. You need to have a circle of spirit like we have right here. You have mortgage brokers here. You have financial planners here. You have RadfordHomes here. You have cleaning crew here. You have realtors here. I mean, you got retirees here. You got credit experts here. This is how you network. All right? So we're going to be moving right along. Any questions before we move along?
So when you're doing your financing, so if you're using car money to buy the house and do the rehab.
Yes. Now, what are we going to let's go over under this tree while we get this going. All right, as you look back, look at that bungalow house. That bungalow house is a wooden house. Now, I want you to get a good look at it because you're going to see exactly how it used to look before we flipped it. Once again, we thank y'all for coming and learning this today. This is the first step. What I'm teaching you today and what I'm putting down and what I'm dropping today, it's all in vain if you don't do what? If you don't put it in action, what I'm doing today is lip service.
Right.
I said again, if you don't put in action what I'm telling you today, what I'm doing right now is lip service. As far as you is concerned. As far as I'm concerned, it's not lip service because I'm teaching, I'm doing what I love, I'm passionate about it. I'm putting the time back. This thing is live everywhere on Facebook. It's going to be all over LinkedIn, everywhere. So now, we come down here and we're under the shade. My lovely, beautiful wife can relax. We got some shade. Now, here's the deal. Let's talk about this. So, now we're on King Street. We were fortunate enough on Gordon Street is right there, and this is King Street. Now, I grew up Polk Street. We were fortunate enough to build a new home, flip a bungalow, glory be to God. We go down here, we got a beautiful duplex that's set in front of my childhood church, First Providence Missionary Baptist Church, where my whole family went there. Everybody on the west side mostly went there. So we were fortunate enough to do that. And then right down the street right here, not even right down the street, it's a fence, wooden fence between these two houses. You can see it's two lots, a lot on the left and a lot on the right. My wife and I purchased the lot on the left from Miss Hagan. All right, Miss Hagan, her name is now Miss Merriweather. All right, we purchased the lot on the left. How much do you think we purchased the lot for? $19,000. $19,000, that's a good guess, lower. $10,000. We purchased the lot on the right. Now I'm talking about right there. The lot is right there on the other side of that house. We purchased that lot across the street for how much? $10,000. How did we purchase that lot? I purchased that lot on the right, but I sent a mail out. I went to the lot. I got the address. I'm dropping jewels. You need to pick them up. I got the address. I rode over there, got the address, and said, hey, who owns this? They said, I don't know. I don't know who owns it. I don't know who owns it, Greg. I went to property appraisal, and I found out who owned it from the property appraisal. So I went to the property appraisal, and the property appraisal told me that such and such and such owned it. I sent him a letter. He lived in Auburndale. I sent him a letter to his house with my business card and my wife's business card and told him I wanted to buy this piece of land. I didn't put how much I wanted to give him or nothing. He immediately called me back. He was very serious about his business. What do you think he told me? What do you think he told me?
He's not ready to sell it.
No, he didn't.
They
No,
said,
he
let's
told
make
me.
me an offer.
He said, let's make a deal. He was a Spanish guy. He said, let's make a deal. He said, listen, I don't have time for the BS. If you want this property, you need to make me a deal. And let's make it now. He said, I don't need to see you. I don't want to see you.
Okay.
He said, do you know what Florida professional title is? I said, yes, I know what Florida professional title is. That's on the overpass. I said, that's my title company. He said, well, guess what? That's my title company. If you want this deal, take the contract up there, drop it off. I'll go by there and sign it. I don't have time for this anymore. I'm tired of this. People calling me. They don't want to pay me what it's worth. Blah, blah, blah. I say, listen, man, what do you want? He said, I want $15,000. I said, you're not going to get $15,000. I said, but what you can get from Radford Homes today is you can get $10,000, and I'll pay all your closing costs. He said, deal. When you going to get up there? I was up there the next day. This is a true story. I was up there the next day. Now, he was very stern. He used some profanity. Because he was tired. He was what you call a don't wanter, and he had been through the rigmarole of people bull jiving. I didn't even see the guy. The moral of the story is I didn't even see him. I went to the title company. I wrote the contract up on a piece of paper, said I'm going to buy this parcel, put the parcel ID in there, and I gave $1 earnings money. I gave the title company $1. That made it a valid what?
Deal.
Contract.
Yeah.
It made it a valid contract. I closed the deal on that house. So I had $11,000 into that house. When I say I'm talking about RadfordHomes. So it's me and my wife. Matter of fact, it ain't even my business.
Okay.
The business is Miss Radford's business. I got little piece. Just little piece. Why y'all think I would do that? Why would I put it in my wife's name?
You on back touch?
No. Now that's a good. No, but what he said is good. He said he owes back taxes, so he's ducking and diving. And everybody know Radford Homes, I do too much promoting and talking to be ducking and diving. I'm telling you, I'm everywhere. So I gotta be squeaky clean. First of all, I'm gonna be squeaky clean because I'm gonna go by the good book. I'm gonna do, it ain't me. The Lord didn't put less me with able to do this, so I need to do it right. So I don't get embarrassed to be in the paper and great judge come lock me up. I'm not trying to go that route. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to leave something to my children's children. But yeah, some people do that. I put it in my wife's name. She's a black female. She's a minority. If she ever need to go get some grants or anything like that, she can go.
Beautiful.
She's majority owner. I'm retired from the military. I get a nice pension every year, so I'm taken care of for the rest of my life. So in my demise of my home going to the good Lord, then my wife will have something to be left for her, and she'll have something.
You know, on that
So
note
that-
there, I was going to add to what you're saying. On that note, there are subsidiary contracts set aside by the government. Should you decide that you want to take up one, they are
Talk
set
to him, bro.
aside for sisters. Strictly for sisters. And we were surprised to find that out. Strictly for black women.
Did y'all hear that?
And then also she's African American.
Double minority.
Double minority. So I'm glad he brought that up. There's no dumb question here. Everything is good because we're a team here.
Repeat that again.
Say it again. Say it loud so they can hear you.
So he can record it. Oh, I'm sorry. There are contracts from the government that are being offered to do just about anything.
Yeah, I did it.
And they are strictly set aside for black women, the double minority, woman and black. And it could be just about anything. Photography. You want to do landscaping. We found contractors for people taking pictures of birds. I kid you not. And they paid $30,000. And you know, what is that? Pretty easy work, obviously. All you have to take pictures. But finding it is the thing. So my wife here can probably tell you how to find them, but they are out there.
Did you see that? That's why we need to get together like this. This is why we have these events. Because a circle of knowledge is way greater than just one person. But back to the story at hand. The bungalow over there used to look similar to this. That's how the bungalow used to look. We stuccoed it, put pillars on it, put new roof on it. They had the same exact roof. We took that roof off and put plywood and put shingles and the whole 9 yards. We gutted it. This is how it looked. And the floors was falling through. They were plywood on top of plywood on top of plywood on top of rugs on top of rugs. So really the house was a liability to me and my company and my wife. So to do the right thing, we need to go in there and fix it. Because we going home to our nice and beautiful house, we take real deep pride in what we do. I ain't just saying that. All you have to do is look on, we put too much on Facebook to be hiding. All right? So we're going to keep moving right here, y'all. You got any questions while we're here?
So I wanted to ask
What was the question over there? So let me come back to that. First, no, go back to the question over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to. So when you're getting the money to fix up the house, so I mean, I know you have private investors and things like that, but if you're using hard money, do you have to get the appraisal first to kind of figure out how much you need to borrow?
Man, y'all, we're going to talk when y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all got to talk. Check it out. Check it out, folks. There's several ways to get this house. Real quick, you can buy this with cash money. Let's just say this house was $30,000. You can buy it with cash money. You can go to the bank. The bank is not going to lend on an asset. First of all, it's a liability if it's empty. It's not an asset. It's an asset once you put a tenant in there and they start paying you. Yeah. It's a liability. The bank is not going to lend on a liability that can't pass what we call a four-point inspection. If you can't pass a 4-point inspection, that is the security blanket for the mortgage company to secure their money, to secure their debt. Investors give them money, they got to secure that. So you got to pass that. So they're not going to give you money like this unless you go get what you call a 203K loan, or they get some type of loan, or you could go get what you have, hard money or private money. What's the difference between hard money and private money? Well, hard money is going to be more fees. They're going to charge you points on $100,000. They might charge you 2 points up front. I done seen this stuff go up to 8 points up front. Some of them normally is all 3 point or 2.5. Then they charge you a point on the back end. What's a point? Well, $100,000 is 1 point. Whatever 1% of that is, that's what they charge you. So that's $100,000. I mean $1,000, right? So there you go. So they might charge you 2 points. So they charge you $2,000 before you even get the loan. Yeah. Then you also got to pay the application for the process. Now, if you go to private money, RadfordHomes use what? Private money. I don't have to use a hard money. I do use hard money when it's beneficial and it's favorable. I will use the hard money. But I use private money because I do so much network. I'm teaching a class right now on a Saturday. You don't think my private money lender is looking at this? And if he's not looking at it, when I go home and I edit it and I put it on my YouTube video, I'm going to do what?
Send it to him.
I'm going to send it to him. You darn right I'm going to send it to him. Exactly. I'm going to say, look what happened today on the west side of Bartow. And this is what you're putting your money into. You have another opportunity coming up in the horizon. Would you like to invest, sir? He's going to say, yes, Greg. I love what you're doing in your community. Get there, man. Don't get me. Get there real quick so my hard money can see what we're doing. My private money. Check it out. Yeah, this is true story. I'm telling you how to get the game. This guy's giving me hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't do anything but just sign and notarize. He don't check my credit. He don't ask for a bank statement. He don't ask nothing. That's how I can buy all these houses. He's a multi-millionaire. He's a decamillionaire and higher. How I know? I asked him. What's a decamillionaire, y'all?
10 piece.
10 piece. He has $10 million in wealth. I asked him, I would like to know, sir, what's your net worth? And what are you willing to invest in RadfordHomes? So I'll know how to proceed strategically in going in acquisition of property. So I need to know, what do I have here? What am I working with? Well, I'm a decamillionaire and higher, Greg. You know what a decamillionaire is? I say, absolutely. That's my goal. I want to be a decamillionaire. I own millions of dollars in real estate in my control now. But I want to be a decamillionaire. That's $10 million and greater. Then you can get in certain masterminds, clubs you can be in once you become a decamillionaire. And that's one that I really want to be in. So I asked him how much he can invest in me. So then when I go out looking for properties, I know that I could go get $600,000 worth of properties because I know he's going to give me $600,000. If I don't know that, how I'm going to go get the property? So you have to ask. I'm not telling you that because I'm telling you have to what? Ask. You have to what? Ask. You got to ask. All you got to do is ask the people that's around that has money that you are associated with. Now, by regulation, you just can't go put it out on Facebook saying, give me some money. You're going to get in trouble. You're supposed to have a relationship with them. You're supposed to know them. Okay? Now, how do they know me? Well, they know me through other brokers, and they know me through the Facebook and all that stuff like that, and the marketing. And I do a lot of direct marketing on LinkedIn. A lot of people don't see that, but I'm sending direct messages to people on LinkedIn. I'm sending all my links saying, hey, this is what I've done so far in my neighborhood. I need somebody to come alongside me. I don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. I need $1 million line of credit. $100,000 is good. It's a starting point, but I gotta get something bigger because I gotta build some apartments. See what I'm saying? That's the next goal. I gotta build some apartments, say RadfordHomes, so I can leave to Sabrina and my children's children, so we can all be good. Because I'm good, because I'm retired. So that's what it's about, right, y'all? So what we're gonna do? We're gonna move on down the street. We're gonna get to the duplex. Got a surprise for y'all. Ask questions, talk to each other, mingle, and get to know each other while you walk. Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing? You liking what's going down? Now, while you're looking right here to the left, these two houses here are owned by the same lady. The bungalow house there and the bungalow house here. How many of y'all believe that I've already contacted her, mailed her a list, and talked to her and said, I'm ready to buy the house when you're ready to sell? Okay, I have. The land that's in the middle right there, it belongs to somebody else. How many of y'all believe I've contacted them and said, I'm ready to buy it when you're ready to sell? That's right. And if they don't want to sell, if the land is worth $10,000, I offer them $20,000 until they sell.
They'll sell.
Eventually, you're going to sell. I offer them $50,000 right now. They'll take it. I guarantee you they'll take it. Once again, we thank y'all for coming out to the Radford Homes Flip Academy. Are y'all learning anything so far? All right.
I haven't heard what classic line is.
Yeah, you ain't use your classic line.
What?
You gotta Lil Jon, what they say. Lil Jon them say.
Alright, so right now,
I have a question.
yes, question.
What is your profit margin that you have to make in order for you to purchase any kind of property
Good question.
and put money into?
Okay.
When you sell it, what are you looking for minimum?
Hey, listen to this, y'all. You got to listen to what it is asking. This is a good question because it changes, okay? It changes. He asked me, hey, listen up, Pastor Joe, real quick. He asked me, what is my profit margin? He asked me, what is my buy box? What's your criteria and what you want to make? What's your return on your investment? He asked me that. That is a very good question. Now, my buy box usually is I want a cash flow between $300 to $500 a month on each property. That's the first thing. Because if I can cash flow $300 to $500 for each property, I know that I'm sitting pretty good. That's after I pay my taxes, my insurance, and my mortgage. Okay? And then you also have to put in there what we call vacancies and CapEx. CapEx is expenditures like you're going to have to replace your roof or whatnot. So that's how I normally do it. Some people do it like this. They want to make 10% and higher. They might want to make an ROI on 10% and higher. Give you an example. You buy a property for, now we're talking about this property right here. So this is the duplex right here. We was able to buy this duplex right here below, no we didn't. We tried to get it below market value, but they went ahead and listed it because they had to do the right thing because they had a fiduciary responsibility to the seller to put it out there to get the highest and best. When it came back to me, I told the guy, before you put it on the line, you're going to come back to me. Nobody's going to pay you $95,000 for this dilapidated duplex. They don't want it. It's not in their neighborhood. So he went out and shopped. This is a true story. He came back, he said, man, you were right. He said, all the investors said, man, you need to get at the Radford Homes. He loves the west side of Bartow. He'll buy it. So my buy box in here didn't equal up right. If you want to go to talking about 10% ROI, what I'm going to make on this, what I'm going to make on this, But that didn't matter to Radford Homes. Why it didn't matter to me? Because I'm passionate about being on the west side, and get that church. This is my childhood church. This is where my whole family went to church. So I'm like, I'm not gonna tell him this. I don't care what it costs. I'm buying it. If it comes back to me, I'm buying it. So when it came back to me for $95,000, that tell me, no, it's a don't want it. Nobody wanted it because it didn't add up to the value. It didn't meet the ROI. It didn't cash flow. It wasn't a good buy. It wasn't a good buy to them. It's a good buy to me because it's on the west side. My sister lived right there. This is my church. And this thing was raggedy and it was ugly. It was bad. It was the worst property we ever touched in our life. We had to gut it down to the studs, and then the studs was rotted out. So we had to reframe it. Okay, after we reframed, we had to cut the floors up. We had to put new plumbing. We had to cut all the concrete up, put new plumbing, put new floor, new framing, new drywall, new AC. It never had an AC. Had to put a new AC. Had to put a metal roof on it. We had to stucco. We had to put all new windows, all new doors. The whole house had to be, the whole duplex had to be redone. It cost me $92,000 to rehab this after I paid $95,000 for it. Right? I'm a flipper. Put it like this. I am an ultimate hustler. I'm telling you. Not in an illegal way, in a good way. I know how to flip a house. You may think I'm going to lose. I ain't going to lose. I flipped out another house and it paid for this. My hard money guy, he said, Greg, that house is $95,000. Is that a good buy? I said, no, it's a bad buy. I said, it ain't about the buy. When I came to you, sir, I told you that I want you to invest in the community. It's more than just an ROI. You'll get your money. You'll get your ROI. I may not get mine, but I'll get it down the line. I'm a flipper. I flip houses. I remodel houses. And my impetus, my why is huge on the west side. So guess what he did? He cut that check. He sent that check to where? The title company. Don't have your hard money, your private money guy give you the money. Have him send it to the title company. The title company is the intermediary between you and him. So when the IRS come to audit you, they don't say, how you keep buying all these houses, Radford Homes? I don't buy them. I actually write it off because I got to pay him the interest on the money he loaned me. Man, I'm dropping the game on y'all. You better hear what I'm trying to tell you. Hey, he sent it to the title company. He paid the $95,000. I leveraged my credit. Got a Home Depot credit card, $40,000. Got a Lowe's credit card, $40,000. I put everything on Home Depot and Lowe's. Then when it came time to pay the contractors, I paid them all with my credit card. When I called my credit card company and told them, hey, I need a 0% interest for 12 months. Are y'all running a special right now? You know they're going to...
Good morning.
What up? Making all that noise. All right. Y'all running a special right now? They say, yes, Mr. Radford, we are running a special. We got a 0% interest for 12 months. Now, I told you I had one credit card for $46,000. We'll keep it at that. I said, okay, you got a 0% for 12 months. How much can I get? I said, what you need? You need the $46,000? We can't give you the $46,000 because there's a transaction fee between 1% and 3%. But it's about what you negotiate. If you go for the 3% when they first tell you, you're going to pay that. I don't pay that. I have an 831 credit score across the board. 831, that's a high credit score because I protect my credit score because my credit score is my livelihood. My credit score is how I keep it moving. Then I leverage business credit. I leverage Radford Homes business credit because it don't hurt my credit utilization because my business credit don't show up on my personal credit report. So I go and max out my business credit card. Instead of maxing out my personal, I keep my personal pristine and clean. So that when I ready to go get something, I can go get it. I can walk in a bank and sit down and talk to the banker because I'm bankable. Because I'm going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in an account to show my reserves. So when I sit down, they're going to say to me, Mr. Radford, how can we help you? I'm going to say, yes. I went over to this bank and they offered this. Can you match it? They're going to say, oh, man, that's a hard. I said, well, hey, call me when you can. Leave my business card there. I say, hey, what's your email? When they send me an email, my email have a link to my YouTube page. You don't think them folks gonna go look at that and see all the traffic that's going through there? They call me back, Greg, we're having an investor meeting here. Everybody who has over $100,000 in the account, blah, 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 they have primary customers. We want y'all to come in, blah, blah, blah. When I go back in there, then I talk to the big guy. I say, I came in one time and talked to the guy, he didn't want to give me no money. It's true, it's all about what you negotiate.
Yeah.
Then he goes, and then I go, listen, I don't need your money. I use private money. I have hard money. You know what I'm saying? I said, give me $100,000. You want to keep my $100,000, put it in a CD and loan it back to me? That's my own money, right? I'll let you tie it up for 12 months. I ain't gonna make no money, but they gonna give it to me at the lowest interest rate. I ain't going that route, man, because I get private money. But I'm telling you, before I got to the private money, I had to start somewhere. So you can do the same thing. You can make it happen. Now, long story short, $95,000 rehab. Check it out. We flipped the house down there. That gave us a little bit of money. We sold some vacant land. We flipped the house down there for how much? $225. We sold 3 vacant lots, right? Then we bought 2 of them. We bought for how much? $10,000. So we bought them for how much?
$30,000.
But $20,000. But you got to add the closing fees. So we paid $22,000.
Yeah.
Then the house on the east side, the Booker house, came with a vacant what? Lot. We sold that for how much? $20,000. How much we sold a vacant lot? That's my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. The other 2, we bought for $10,000. We had a total of $22,000 in land. My wife sold it for how much? $83,000 combined. Think about it. We sold 1 lot over here for $35,000. I didn't tell y'all that. We bought it for $10,000 from Ms. Hagan. We sold it for $35,000. The lot across the street, we sold it for $18,500. The lot on the east side, we sold it for $30,000. Somebody do the math on that. 30 and 35 is 65. Add 20 to it, that would be 85. Take away 2,000, that would be 83.
Yeah.
We sold 3 lots in 45 days for a profit of
$83,000.
Land is the best way you can flip. Don't have no money and no skin in the game besides what you acquisition the land for. We wholesaling land. Then we got rid of the house down there. We gave the house to a fortunate lady for $225. Then we sold the house for $265. We own this joker. And them jokers talking, oh, you paid too much. I ain't paid too much. I paid what I knew I wanted. I wanted because it's on the west side. It's in front of First Properties. I want to make it look right. That thing done paid me over and over again because people call me and tell me, Greg, whenever I'm going to use anybody, I'm using you because you vested in the west side. A couple of my buddies told me I was dumb for buying this. We own this joker free and clear. We just cashed out, refinanced it. We owned it free and clear for a little while. It makes $2,000 a month. We cashed out, refinanced. They gave us $130,000, right? Now, we had 95 and 92. That's $187,000. We had paid it all the way off because we flipped our way out of it.
Yeah.
Then I cashed out, refinanced, and got all my money back.
Plus.
I got $130,000. The mortgage, taxes, and insurance is $800 a month. It makes $2,000. So we make how much a month every month on this
$1,200
on this duplex?
$1,200.
$1,200. Then you got the house down there, and then there's 14 more. You can do the same thing. Glory be to God. I ain't that smart. The guy just told you I was bad in school. I'm serious. In high school, I graduated with a 2.1 GPA. I graduated in the bottom lower part of my class. I'm a millionaire. I'm retired from the military. I went to Polk State and graduated cum laude. How can that be? Because I changed and I hired a tutor because I was dumb in math and I didn't know how to write correctly. So I got some money and I hired somebody to help me to check my papers before I turned them in. I turned that thing around, then I went to Florida Southern College and graduated with there and never made it less than a B at Florida Southern College. It's less than 6% of black people that go there. Did y'all know that? Florida Southern College in Lakeland. Then we left there and I'm in a master's program. I got out of there because this money started coming fast and heavy. I could come back to that when the money slow down. But right now I need to, when it's coming, I got 4 classes in. I'll finish that master's degree. But all that, I say that because I'm trying to inspire you. I grew up on 1115 Polk Street on the west side in a raggedy bungalow house with a lot of people. And if I can do it, then you can do it. And you don't have to do it alone. You can call me. You need to leverage. Get them. You need to leverage. This is a mortgage broker. Where's the financial planner? You need to leverage the financial planner. Where's the credit expert? Y'all need to leverage the credit expert. Where's the lady that cleaned the house? You need your house clean. You need to let clean your house. You need a book written. You need to call Monica. You need a realtor. You need to call all the realtors that's here. So now we got a treat. we're gonna all get ready to go in and let's see what we got set up. Come on. I want you to come around. I want you to come around this way. So, when you're looking at this side of the duplex is stucco. It is a block structure, so it's not wood. The bungalow was wood. This is a block structure. We also put a fence around it. It had no grass. When your house doesn't have grass, it devalues the what? The value of it. You need grass. So we put a fence around it and told them don't drive in the front. Now, why do you think we leave that right there? Say it again. It's free advertisement. So when they come in the neighborhood, I want them to know. I overpaid for the house. Welcome to RadfordHomes Flip Academy. Come in there and take a seat. We got a cooler with water, sodas, drinks. We got a table set up. Take you a seat. There's pen. There's a computer set up so you can see all the stuff I've been talking about. You can see the work that we did, the whole 9 yards, because you don't need to take what somebody say from their mouth. You need to know what they're doing. Look, I got some candy and chips.
I got it on
Hey, why you sitting over there? All right, now.
Keep it going, keep it going. Come on. Get a copy, get a front, get some of that. All right, now what we're going to do right now is we're going to come in. Now you're at one of RadfordHomes property that is one of our pride and joy. Why is this one of our pride and joy? Number one, hey, thank you, Monica. Thank you. All right, number one, it's in front of First Missionary Baptist Church. We also got our tenants in here. We were able to bring in some people just like us, and we got them in here, got them squared away in the whole 9 yards. All right? Just put this on top of it right here. We were able to get them squared away. Now, what I'm going to do right here is, all right, while you're sitting there thinking, I want you to tell me, make sure if you need a bottle of water, raise your hand. My homeboy, Mr. Jeffrey, will give it to you.
No, you go ahead.
Mr. Pastor Joe is going to flick through this here. We're going to put on a video first. We're going to put on a video. I'm going to put a video on. And the first video I'm going to put on is, I'm going to stop the volume. The first video I'm going to put on, you can look at this while I'm talking. It's not my video. Whose video you think it is? Somebody guess. Student. Yes, that's right. It's one of my guys, Mr. John Aiken's property. But I was able to leave my property and go over and help him flip his first property. Because anybody that's around me, you're not going to be around me and not level up. If I'm flipping a house, I want you to flip a house. If my contractor's working for me, I'm going to tell him how to get the bag. Because I don't want them to be around, and because it'll bring jealousy. So if I show them that I'm trying to show them how to do so, he got a property. So we were flipping Booker on the east side. We stopped Booker, shut the operation down for 2 weeks, and went and helped him get his stuff started. Then we went back to Booker. Then we went back to him. So and he was working on my property because he does painting and drywall and texture. But that's how we show the love. You gotta, in this business, check it out, folks. It is not about real estate. It's about what? It's about people. Yes. It's about people and relationship. People, it's about people. It's about relationship. Say it with me. People, it's about people and relationship.
People, relationship.
That's what it's about. And once you learn that, once you inculcate that into your system, and you get that down into your system and your will, you'll understand, okay, I see what it's about. You know, a lot of people don't do Section 8 because they don't understand it. They don't understand Section 8. They think that Section 8 is a bad thing. bad thing is you have to not train, but you have to guide the clients who living inside your properties. Once you educate the clients who live in your properties and you show them that you are invested in this and you care about this, and when they call you, you come over and fix something, and you give them a nice property from the beginning, they care. So 90% of the time, the landlord is not doing their job when they're having a problem with the client that's in the house. I like to call them client, I don't like to call them tenants. With the client or the residency, the resident, the person that's living there, the individual, the human that's living there. You got to remember, they're human. Some people don't like the Section 8, but it's one of the best programs that you can deal with. We just had a moratorium where you couldn't put nobody out of your place if they didn't pay you. Right? To God be the glory, we did not have that on one. Now, we have some that are not Section 8, but we have some that are Section 8. This right here is not Section 8. They pay. And they have paid throughout the time. I know some landlords, they didn't get no rent. So if you don't get no rent and you have a mortgage on it, and if you are tight with money, then you are in the what?
You're in the red.
You're in a bad situation.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the bad now. I always talking about the good. Let's talk about what can happen if you do the wrong thing in real estate. So what's one of the first things you can do? All right. Yeah. What's one of the worst things that you could do in real estate? If you don't pay your mortgage, then what happens? The foreclosure. That's another thing. You could buy a property, because I make this sound like it's easy, right? Right? You could buy a property and then you can over rehab it and you can't sell it. You got to know this. And if you get caught with the bag, you're going to be upside down. So then you're stuck with that property. You might get a contractor who comes in. I have to tell you this, so I don't want you to leaving there thinking it's all sweet. You might get a contractor to come in and beat you and take you charge him $10,000 and you pay him half of the money up front, and then he never come back. You might get another contractor who steals the stuff from the house. You might have some theft or vandalism inside of the house. You might put an AC in the house and somebody take it. You got to be ready for something like that, because you're not going to have the kind of insurance on the property when it's vacant. It's not the same. It's when it's owner occupied. You're going to have what you call a DP3 on the property because it's a rental property. That's a DP3. That's the kind of insurance you're going to have on it. Most likely, unless you got a triple net lease. If you're doing commercial, I'm talking about residential. Residential is 1 to 4 units. So anything that's 1 to 4 units is considered residential, just like your house. So anything that's 5 and up is commercial. So right now, what I want to do, I want to ask a couple of questions. You got some papers in front of you, you got some cards in front of you, and then I'm going to pass some of these out. And then I want my credit guy. Where's my credit expert? Pull up.
I won't call myself an expert.
my mortgage guy. Come on up. All right, we got 3 gifts for people who asked 3 great questions. All right, I want y'all to ask them anything that you want to know about mortgage, credit, and I'll help out. Tishelle, she'll help out, and anybody else. But whatever you want to know right now about mortgages and how you can buy houses, let's start asking. Let's go. Go.
My first one is, first of all, if you got 0 finances, how do you go about getting capital in order to buy property?
0 financing?
Yeah, yourself. I mean, if you want to just go and buy, say you see multiple amount.
You have 0 credit.
No, you got credit. You got credit, but at the same time, cash.
No money.
Yeah.
No money. No finances. Well, there's all types of different options. I think Greg mentioned earlier, you can use private money.
Okay.
Private money, generally these private lenders, they want to see that you have experience in going out and buying real estate.
Okay.
Your first deal, you got to scrape it up. You got to grind it up. If you don't have any ability to put a down payment for a mortgage, to come to us for a lender, then there are 100% lending options.
Okay.
But in order to have those lending options, your credit score has to be somewhat at about 680,
Okay.
650, somewhere
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
So, in order to, if you want to buy something that is $100,000 or less,
generally you got to save up for that.
Okay.
You got to save up at least 20%.
Okay.
So
I got you.
There are 3 other ways too that you can at least have some money come back to you for closing.
Okay.
Sometimes a broker will say, let's take less
Okay.
in our commission and just use some of that money towards closing.
Okay.
Okay, but then there are 2 other programs. You have the VA, that's a key if
Okay.
you're a veteran, and you are honorably discharged and you have a VA certification, 0 down. You don't have to put any money down to
Okay.
get a mortgage.
yeah.
And
Okay.
then there is what's USDA loan.
Okay.
If you're in an area, that's why I say, if you're going into a city, I don't know if Bartow's, because I got to look at the number.
Cut it out.
You look at the population. If it's 30,000, below 30,000, they qualify for a USDA loan, and that's one of the best loans you can get because it's 0 down, and you get a low interest rate because it's government.
Okay.
So, ask those questions. Are you a veteran? Do you have a certificate? Or are you in an area where there's less than 30,000 people?
Okay. All right.
I'll add to that as well.
All right.
So what's your name, man?
Keyshawn.
Keyshawn mentioned that a 20% down payment you have to save for. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's if you're buying up front for an investment property.
That is
correct?
for an investment property.
Okay.
So here's something me and my wife did. It's just on a strategy that we executed, and we're on the backside of this plan that we set about 3 years ago. So we purchased the property residential up front because we actually used VA, but through other different types of loans, you can come in with less of a down payment because it's residential. I'm gonna live in this property. We never had any intentions on living in that property.
Owner occupied. Okay.
There was no sentimental value there. So this is just something to consider. We lived in it for 2 years. We rented it out, and then we bought another property. And we refinanced it from our VA loan to a conventional, used the VA loan to buy a second property, and we rented out the first one. So you can just live into it. If you're not trying to buy your forever home, but you're trying to maybe take the least resistance a lot of times with money coming down, the down payment, you can take the residential route so you can pay less up front, all the while knowing you're going to rent it out at some point down the line sooner than later. So that's something to consider as well, long term.
Also, I can add to that. My son, he lives in Atlanta, and he's, a young kid, and he's looking to buy his forever home. And I'm like, you can't afford your forever home. So you need to get into something that you can afford. Take care of it, and then when you're ready to sell, when the market goes up, take whatever you have in terms of equity when you sell it, and you put it down on a better home, more expensive. And so we're in our 3rd home. And so we were able to take the money. I was able to use my VA certificate, 0 down, but also the equity that we had in the homes, we were able to parlay that, and so we're able to live in a better home.
Okay.
So don't be afraid to get into something that's not quite, you've proven it,
Yeah.
that's not quite all together. When you have an imagination,
You got to crawl before you walk.
yeah, have an imagination on what it could be instead of what it actually is.
Okay.
And then when you get it to where it could be, if you decide you don't want to live there, sell it, take that money and put it on something bigger.
That's my question.
All right, right here.
Can you explain the cash out refinance? I mentioned that.
Okay, I'll explain that here.
All right, check it out. Cash out refinance. That's a great question. That's a great tool. Check it out. When you're doing a cash out refinance, now we did a cash out refinance. There's several ways. Well, not several ways. Number one, what's the best place to go do a cash out refinance? Where? Somebody tell me, help me out. Where you go every day to get your money? You want to go to the bank. You want to be bankable because the bank is going to give you the best bang for your buck. The best bang for your buck on a cash out refinance is to be able to go into a bank, a financial institution. That's what it's called, credit union, bank, or whatever. Because they're not going to have the points up front, kind of like a private, or not a private money, a hard money lender. Okay? A private money lender is not finna give you no money for 30 years. He's not making no money because he's not turning his money over. So what you do is, you get the property. This is a live situation. This house, we got this property for $95,000. The guy wrote the check to the title company. He wrote the check to who? The title company, not RadfordHomes. When he wrote the check to the title company, we came and rehabbed it with the credit cards. So we had $92,000 worth of debt because we paid the vendors on the credit card too. And if your joker don't have a credit card, you better go get Venmo because I'm not paying you cash. Because when my CPA needs to see what I paid, I got it all on the credit card statement. I just go to the credit card statement, hit all 12 of them for the last year, send them all to them. They all there, sir. That's an easy way to do it. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's get back to it because I got to build up how you get to the cash out refinance. First, we purchased the house with private money. Then we rehabbed it. So now we in debt, $187,000. Then we came back and we sold a couple of houses and flipped out of it. We came all the way out of our debt. We exonerated the debt. We got rid of all of it. And once we got clean, then I came back in and said, hey, Sabrina, you ready to go get that money, baby? She said, yeah, let's go get it. So I came in and I know what I wanted. I wanted $130,000. I didn't ask for no more than that. I didn't go to the tilt on my cash out refinance. Okay? You can go to the tilt. I didn't go to the tilt. What I mean the tilt is you can go up to 75% of the loan to value of the house. So if the house is worth $200,000, you got to break it down. Let's do simple math. $100,000 and 75% is how many thousands of dollars? 75,000. It's easy. $100,000 and they will loan to value LTV 75% on the cash out refinance. So if the house is worth $100,000, the hard money or the bank will give you back how much? $75,000. So if the house is worth $200,000, the bank will give you back how much? Bam, y'all already got this. They'll give you back $150,000. Now, I didn't go leverage it that way. Here's why. You want to know why, EJ? Why? Because the interest rate was higher at the 75% cash out refinance. I dropped it down to the 65% cash out refinance. So, let's do some math. Somebody pull out a calculator for me. Hold this for me, Big Dog. Somebody pull out a calculator on your cell phone. Now check this out. The house, this is what the house appraised for. The house appraised for, the appraisal, I think is low, but we're not worried about that because my target was to get to $130,000. They gave me 65% of that. Somebody put in $225,000.
146,250.
Put in 60% then. Put in $225,000 times 60%.
135,000.
$135,000. Well, they may have gave me what I got because they gave me. I got $130,000 back. Okay, so I was off of my numbers. So I probably took 57%. Put in 57%. You doing it right? Let me see you got it. Man.
So 200,000 would have gave you the 130, but you got that 57. I still got the 150.
I might be wrong. That's what I'm saying.
About 58%.
225. All right. So Jeff is right. So listen, I eventually got this is what I cashed out refinance. Don't even worry about the appraisal, but that's what it's appraised for. So they gave me back $130,000. That's what I wanted. When I called him, you know what I told him? What y'all think I told the guy when I called? There you go. Give me the best interest rate. I said, I want $130,000. I don't care about what the appraisal is. I know it's going to appraise for more than $225,000. I don't want $150,000. Why did I want $130,000? That was the number that I want to move forward to continue to march. So I took what I needed, not what I wanted.
58%.
So 58%. Yeah. I took 58% of this value. So it's important that you know that. I'm glad he got that for me. The house appraised for $225,000, and I took 58%, not 75%, because I didn't need it. Why would I take it and I don't need it? So you know why? Because I want a cash flow. My house payment on the $130,000, taxes, insurance, and mortgage, because you're gonna have you got PITI. What is PITI, y'all? Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Okay? So, that's what I got. And then I kept it moving. Now, I could have got, if another bank might have appraised me at $250. Then I could have took 75% of $250 to make it easy. Let's say it appraised for $300,000. $75,000 is $150,000. Add another 50, that's $200. And add another 25, that's $225, right? Yeah. Right? Am I right? Yeah, right. Okay. So there you go. I could have got that if it had appraised for $300,000. Now let's talk about appraisals. Appraisal is an opinion of value. Okay. When I call this guy, when I call this guy, right? Sometimes they might not give us the highest appraisals depending on where you are. Okay? But I let him know from the beginning, it ain't my mission to get all my money, because I want to make sure when I got to come in here and replace the AC, that I still make cash flow in 1 year. AC cost me $5,000 to replace, and I'm making $1,200 a month, so I do the math. 1,200 times 10 is how much? $12,000. Think about that, what I just told y'all. $12,000. AC costs $5,000. I still made $7,000. Now, I don't count a year by 12 months. Why? I don't count a year by 12 months because the other 2 months I used to say, oh, I'm going to have to go over there and do this to the house. I'm going to have to do this to the house. I'm going to have to do this to the house. I don't count a year by 12 months. You can count it how you want to. I don't do that. If I make $1,200 a month on a property, I only count a year by 10. So I have $12,000. So in actuality, I have a reserve left over of what? $2,400. Well, y'all got this. Y'all should be teaching this. I got a reserve left over of $2,400 every year. In 10 years, I got what? $24,000.
So can I interrupt this for a second? So is it a separate loan or is it the same loan? Because you're...
It's 1 and 2. Listen, mine, I paid it all the way off. You might not have to do that, right or wrong. I paid my loan all the way off. Why did I do that? When I wanted to go to him, I wanted to be clean, and I wanted to make sure my debt to income and my credit utilization was all strong, so I could go in there and negotiate, so I could get the best credit report. Best APR, annual percentage rate. He might go in there, and his credit score is 650. They're gonna hit him with a 9.9% interest rate. Okay. I go in there with an 830. I cleaned up my stuff. See, when I get through flipping houses, I go sit back to the kitchen table or the back porch, Sabrina's back porch. And when I get all that money, I tell that money where to go. I get a joy out of telling the money where to go. When I get them big checks, the last check we got was $252,000. Just telling it all, ain't it? Okay, $252,000. I sat down to the table and told that money where to go. That money was zipping out. Pew, 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 pew. I felt better than getting the $252,000. Why is that, Jeff? Huh?
You free.
I'm free because I came back and then they gave me $130. The $130, we stashed that joker away.
So now the property is paying for itself.
Now the property's paying for itself.
And you're making some money.
And I'm making how much? $1,200 a year times 10 is what? $12,000, and I'm putting away every year how much? $2,400. I can take my wife to Cabo, Mexico.
They say tell the money where to go.
Tell the money where to go. You got the cash out refinance? Now, you can do it at a bank to do that. You could go to hard money.
The mortgage broker.
You go to a mortgage broker. There you go.
And we go up to actually 80%.
What you say?
On that.
Now, let's speak on that. Is that a good thing? You go up to 80% and he tell you this house is worth $300,000, and somebody tell me what 80% of $300,000. Huh? $240,000. The mortgage payment on $240,000, what? Insurance taxes, what? Would it be what? Talk to me. About $1,700. You cash flowing $300 a month. You get one air condition go out. You get one vacancy. You get somebody that uses the moratorium and don't pay their rent. You are now upside down and you're putting money in the pot. You put money in the pot. That's how you become bankrupt or go insolvent if you have about 30 of these, and then you have to start liquidating things, and then your credit start going south.
Which is why you want to keep it under 30%.
There you go.
And you can take that 240, buy 1 or 2 or more properties and start making cash money, cash flow, efficient cash flow with that.
You see it? So you have, what I'm telling y'all while we're sitting up here talking, you have to think strategically. If you over leverage your property, that may not be the best thing. Am I right?
Yeah, I always encourage an equity line of credit because of the fact.
What is an equity line of credit?
It's similar like a credit card, and the credit card is used where you have a line of credit of cash, and the collateral is the home. So imagine just having a credit card. You can borrow against it, you can pay it back, and you still have that line of credit available to go do other projects. So.
Good job. So, hey, look at your question. Look at your cards, and let's ask those questions, y'all. Somebody asked me some questions. Look at the card. Go ahead. How do you build business credit? Anybody want to take that? That's the man. Go.
You can't build business credit without good personal credit. You got to start with the person. It's all about the personal first. Now I will say this as well. Your own personal credit doesn't have to be in order, but the person that's going to be the personal guarantee to sign for the business credit still not going to show up, as Greg mentioned earlier, on your personal credit, but someone still has to sign for it. That person's credit is somebody who you trust as a business partner. They can sign for it as well, but the personal credit has to be in order. Me personally, if y'all want to write this down, I use a company called Fund and Growth. Fund and Growth is the name of this company. They're specifically a business credit company. You start your business, you upload your business documents, and along with a few other personal items to their platform, they do all the work for you. They build it. They already have the relationships with the banks and the people who are giving you the business credit. That's the route I went because I've done a lot of research. I can tell you how to do it on your own, but at this point, there's companies who do a lot of that stuff. You pay them. I paid $4,000 is what their membership is. You get a 12-month membership with them. During that 12-month period, they give you what they call 3 rounds of funding. A round of funding is them doing applications on your business's behalf to get you business credit. You get 3 of those. I just went through my first round of funding. They got me 30 grand of business credit. I still have 2 rounds left. They're advertising up to $250,000 that they can potentially get you, but it all kind of depends on your personal credit. Really, on where you kind of start. Because some people may start out and only need 1 round of funding because their credit, like Greg may be able to get, he might be able to get $250,000 just right now because of where he already is. So my credit isn't as good as Greg's, but based on where I am, I was able to get $30,000 up front. Now, if I had business credit before, I have other. I'm just teaching you about this particular company, Fund and Grow. It's a hands-off method. I would recommend them if you got the money to invest, but I use my credit to pay them the $4,000.
So put it on me now. Check it out. I'm going to tell you what I did to get business credit. Y'all ready for it? Because this is probably what you're going to do too. I went to Home Depot and I went to Lowe's. And I got a business credit card. You have to get what they call trade lines. You need to establish a minimum of 5 trade lines. I ain't telling you now what nobody talk. I'll tell you how I built this thing from the ground up, me and my wife. I went and got me 5 trade lines that reported to Equifax Business Credit and I think Experience Business Credit and Dun & Bradstreet, DNB. They'll try to upsell you stuff. You don't need that. All you have to, this is what RadfordHomes did. I went and made sure that them broke jokers was reporting to the Business Credit Bureau. And then after I did that, and I had all that bread in Mid-Florida Credit Union, and I had that 830 credit score, I walked in there and I told them, hey, I'm retired Army. This is what I have. I really don't need your money, but I want a loan in RadfordHomes. I don't want to show up in my personal credit. Guess what they did? They cashed out, refinanced my first 5 houses. Mid-Florida Credit Union. So how many trade lines I have with Mid-Florida Credit Union? I have 5. Then I have Home Depot, and then I have Lowe's, right? Now I have went on and get other business credit, and I have more trade lines. And your business credit score goes from 0 to 100 real quick. 0 to 100. It doesn't go from 350 to 850 or 300 to 850. It goes to 0 to 100. And how do RadfordHomes keep good business credit? I pay them back quickly. That's why you have people that have net 30 and net 45. Meaning you could come and buy something from them and not have to pay them back no interest for how many days? 45 days. That's what we did. And then after that, my business credit took care of itself. Listen to what I'm finna tell you. Listen to what I'm finna tell you. If you practice good financial discipline, your credit will take care of itself with a little education. If you get a little education about credit like we're doing today, am I right or wrong? If you do what we're doing today, and you get a little education, because if you don't know that you need 5 trade lines to establish a rapport to get on the platform, 5 trade lines will really get you on the platform. Now, if you got 10, that's even better. But we got on the platform with Mid-Florida. They still made us the personal guarantor, but it don't show up on our DTI. It don't show up on our personal credit on 5-hour homes. Now, this home don't either. They also they won't lend on your credit. They lend on how much the property makes. They look at the value of the property. They say, okay, this property is making this much money a month. I know I can lend you $130,000. Man, you rent the place out for $2,000. Taxes, insurance, and escrow is how much? $836 a month, give and take. Let's just say $850 to make it so I won't be telling a lie. He really wants to do that loan. He won't wrap home, because now he gonna do some loans with me, because he should be trying to prospect me, because he see what I'm doing. This is the way it works, man. You bring them to you. Radford Homes bring them to me. I don't go to them. I make them jokers come to us through my marketing, through my classes, through my strong credit worthiness, through the amount of money I keep in reserves. They say, man, you the guy we need. You need to do the same thing. Don't give me the credit, because I don't want it. You need to go back to your hometown and replicate this. And if you need help, call me. I'll come and help you. Don't give me the credit. Just pay it forward. Don't do the same thing. It ain't nothing so spectacular about it, because when you do it, you're going to encourage somebody else to do it. And then we're all going to be successful. And we'll all know, and the community will be better as a whole. Next question.
Can I add some more? Oh, go ahead.
If you're a veteran too, the VA has business loans that you can take advantage of. So you can go to the VA if you're a veteran and get a business loan.
All right, look, next question. Who got a question? Come on with it.
Oh, I have a different question.
Let's spread it around. You don't have a couple. Let me hear from somebody who ain't. I know, but come on, y'all got to get involved. Yes, you can. Come on, let's get you. Yeah.
Subject to deals.
What is subject to deals? Tishelle.
Mooney is not here.
Mooney.
If you be on the way, but if you can stand by with that question, he'll be here shortly.
Okay, explain subject to deals.
Well, as much as I know about subject to, you essentially buy a piece of property from somebody, and it's subject to the
Existing mortgage.
Talk to him, Tishelle.
The current loan that's on the property.
There's Mooney.
Oh, yep, there you go.
All right, we'll come back to that. Mooney is my homeboy. All right? I ain't got nothing on Mooney. I do my thing, and I'm glad he came today, because I want to, give him his respect. Mooney is my buddy, okay? And sometimes you giving out all the energy and everything, and you get drained. So, I got a couple of buddies, but one of my buddies, come up here. One of my buddies is Jeffrey Williams. Jeffrey Williams picks me up with the motivation and how he talked to me, and when we call me, he always there for me. So we leverage each other. So when I first met Jeff, long story short, I was scared as hell of him, because I'm serious. I thought I had did something wrong. I thought I had did something. He called me. Check it out. This is a true story. Jeff called me out the blue and left a message, and he called my wife because I didn't answer. And when my wife came to me and said, I don't know what you done, but this guy just called. Greg, you need to call him. He left a stern message, but I called him back, and I said, hello? He said, hey, is this Radford Homes? I said, yes, sir. Now, I thought I did something probably on Facebook. I probably tagged you. And some people don't like when I tag them, so they get mad about that. And I tell them, just unfriend me. Hey, I don't like that, just unfriend me. Or I'll unfriend you, because I'm going to tag people. So, when I saw Jeff, he said, I just want to come over and see what's going on. They told me you was a flipper. said, well, I run Risk Club, and Risk Club is the greatest show on the earth, and I just don't have nobody to market it. And he said, we need to get together. We need to come together like this here, and you need to show me how to market. Come over here, and blah, blah, blah. And ever since then, me and him tapped in, and he started talking about the motivation and the T. Tell him what you do real quick, Jeff.
All right, I'm Jeffrey Williams. I'm student success coach, college career coordinator.
Check it out, y'all.
Kathleen High School. But I work with youth in the community and all that, so all the information and the knowledge y'all are getting about financial literacy, the flipping and all of that, I pump that into the young people. So I got a couple young people that are products of my program. My nephew, EJ Joe, also Thomas Williams. I do something called Team Business Camp in the summer. Been doing that 22 years. So
Give him a round of applause, y'all. That's my dog.
So like I tell them, I don't know it all. I'm from the Dakota Project where roaches do backflips off the countertop, rats living through the wall, fan in the winter, knocking the dirt crumbs off my feet, going to bed at night. So we never got this knowledge or this information. So you can't be what you don't see. So a lot of times we do things unintelligently because we haven't learned and because we haven't been taught this information. And a lot of us still haven't. I bought a house, when I was in my 20s for $15,000 cash. Because I want to beat my sister and her age of buying her first house. But I really never bought a real house, as I'm saying. My nephew, he buying deals on his third house, I think, in Orlando. I say, well, damn, nephew, who you signing on with? So I'm with a school board. I'm just on $48,000 a year. So he connected me with his folks, and they said, hey, you're approved for $250,000. I said, I am? So, I went and, about 2 years ago, 2 years November, I bought a house. Couldn't afford what they said, so I was going to get one for $257,000, but then they said, hey, you can get this one with $30,000 worth of upgrades, blah, 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 for $262,000, because I was going to settle for one with $257,000. My money wasn't right. So long story short, I got it, that same house. It's going for like $90,000 more than when I paid for it, 2 years ago. This just off a school board sale. I think out the door I'm at $1,700 a month, with everything. And it was just with me, just with my nephew. He 13 so years younger than me, but he had the information, he had the knowledge because people say, oh, you know it all, and they assume you got the information and knowledge. I don't. And I empower these young people where, Reggie, Cannon Funeral Home, he's out doing what he's doing. He's a product of my program. So all I try to do is empower the youth. I don't know it. I don't got it all. I get up here and have him a little intimidated and fearful because he a millionaire and everybody bow down to him, but I just chin check him all the time. He's a blessing because he comes out and teaches the young people how to video. He educates them on the finance process. He also, let them say, hey, all of the kids want a G-Wagon, but that's something I do. I take the young people out to the car lot. It's free to go to BMW car lot. It's free to go to the Mercedes dealership. It's free to go out to new home construction to get that new cent in your knowledge.
So how can they call you? The people say they want your number.
If they want to call me, I also work in the neighborhood. I'm in the community at the Dream Center, area code 863-888-0468. So I'm always out and about doing stuff with the young people. I'm also Nino Black Crack Cake. So
I knew that was coming.
A phenomenal pound cake that has people feeding like rock monsters. It's a good thing. Jack of all trades. I got school buses that I own, 3 of them. I drive the school buses, taking kids out, college tours, business tours. You name it, we pretty much do it. We had a phenomenal camp. Greg came in. On the first 2 weeks of camp, we had people coming in on financial literacy, etc. But we had a braiding camp and we had a barbering camp going on at the same time for the young people so they can get an opportunity to hustle. So we did that from 8 to 12 each day. The young ladies, they had mannequins. You had the professional braiders. His people, Lisa Lou, she was out there. So everybody's working together, just collaborating and benefiting off of each other's skills and just building that empire. There's too many of us that's out here where all of us, our money should be swole. The pocket should be fat. And but a lot of us are in lack because we don't have the knowledge.
All right.
So I don't want to talk to you too long because I talk all day.
All right. Let's go. Let's give them a round of applause for doing what they just did for us. All right. Now, the CPA, come on up. The CPA, come up. Come on up. Who else is in here? You a realtor? Come on up, realtor. Come on up, realtor. Realtor, Come on, you don't want to. All right, come on up. All right. Okay, what's the question? What's the subject two? Mooney, come up. Mooney, hey, listen, y'all. Mooney got a headache, so I'm gonna do subject two. Here, put this on me. I'm gonna do subject two. Check it out. Subject two is what Mooney is. He be kind of bashful, whatever. But subject two is it's just like it says. It's subject to. You can buy a house that somebody owns. If they own it free and clear, you can also have a mortgage on it too. But let's just say you own it free and clear. No, they have a mortgage on it. Subject to that mortgage, you can take over the deed. You can put your name on the deed. Now, I don't never do this. I haven't never done it. But Mooney, he don't want to talk today. He do it all the time. He take over the property. He put his name on the deed. They go through a title company and they close on the deed through a title company, or intermediary, the title company. They leave the loan in the person's name, right? And then they pay the mortgage. Now, you don't want to give the money to the person who you just got the house from, because they may not what? Pay the mortgage. You want to pay their lender directly. And then he or she should give you the authorization to be able to speak to the loan officer. The loan officer will say, do I have permission to speak to them? And he's going to say yes. Put him on there. Anything he has to know, he can know. So, because it's really whose house? The other person's house. But Mooney has perfected that. And that is a great way to where you don't have no credit into the game. And you just buying them out of their equity. So I'll give you an example. If you buy a house for $200,000 and they have a $120,000 loan, and you give them how much? If they got a $200,000 house, it's worth $200,000, but they only owe $120,000, you got to give them what? You got to give them $80,000 to buy out their equity, to move them out the way. If that loan has a 3.2 interest rate, you want to leave that in place. If it has a 1.9 interest rate now, because it's so low, if it has a 1.9, you want to leave that loan in place. So now the debt is still on him, but you need to go through an intermediary, which is known as the title company or a lawyer, to close professionally on the house. So they can make sure there's no liens, no judgments, no anything against the property. Because the title could be clouded. So you have to be careful with that, and you got to know what you're doing. But you will buy them out of their equity, and you can own the property, but you got to have skin in the game. Not too many people are going to give you loans for that in that situation, because there also is a thing that's called due on sales clause. If they find out, it don't normally happen, but if they did and all this, they can call the note due, meaning they can say, we want the $120,000 due in 30 days. You better have $120,000 or you just lost how much money? $80,000. Am I right, Mooney?
Not really, because then they got a foreclosure.
Got him. Yeah. Not really, because at that point in time, what Mooney's saying is they got to foreclose on you. So they have to go through the normal procedures. Am I right about it? Now listen, I'm okay at what I do. But Mooney is an inspiration, is a blessing to me and Sabrina. It's me. We are best friends. Us four. She's a realtor. She's a realtor. She's retired law enforcement. She just retired from the city. They both retired because of what?
Real estate.
They retired because of real estate. Mooney and me is doing major real estate, and we're always together. And I'm gonna tell you a quick little story, and I'm gonna get off of Mooney because he don't like when I be on it. I got big headed one day, and I said, I got big headed one day. Every day, but this day I got big headed with Mooney. Mooney said something slick to me, and I said, hey, I'm retired military. Put it on the table. Big bank, take a little bank. Let's go. Put it on the table. I gotta make more than you. You talking all that noise, and we added it up. And halfway through adding it up,
almost lost your money.
I said, we homeboys now. We homeboys. You gonna do it? He said, no, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let your mouth override you. He stuck on it, and then I left him alone. And he beat me by a landslide. He beat me by a landslide with my military pay included. Sabrina pay included, all my houses included. Now, think about that. My income monthly is over 20 grand a month, and he beat me by a landslide. Left out 7 properties. I said, dang. And then I said, man. He said, but you don't want to do subject to. You don't. He said, you don't want to go over here and do this. So what I'm telling you is, you got to get around like-minded individuals. You got to get in a circle of spirit that can pull you up and show you different things.
Right.
And when they pull you up and show you different things, then you come back and I'm coming back now and I'm showing y'all. You see what I'm saying? So I'm passing it down. When you leave here, don't leave here and don't do nothing with the information. Even if you go back to, listen what I'm telling you right now. If you go back to your community and you do this, what you're doing right now, I'll come and support you and help you set it up so you can teach more people. But you get the glory, you get the credit. Because if we get enough of us to do this, man, we become powerful, we become strong. Think about it. Just do the math. If you had 12 of these right here, no, 10 of these, and it was $1,200 a month that you made free and clear, how much is that a month? That's 12 grand. How much is that in 10 months? Because I don't count 12 months, I only count 10 months. How much is that in 10 months? That's $120,000. Jeff, come here. Jeff, come here. I'm going to put Jeff on the spot. Jeff just said on a teacher's salary, he's making 50 grand a year. If you take the time to learn what I'm teaching and dropping today, and what we all teaching and dropping today, because it ain't just me, everybody's teaching. You teaching it, you teaching, you teaching, you teaching, you teaching, you teaching. If you learn that, you supersede Jeff's salary, not to degrade him, because I love the teachers and we need them because they're doing a service that it can't be valued for our kids. But at the same time, Jeff is around me. He has to learn how to do this. He ain't going to be around me. He got to level up. Did I tell you that?
Yes, sir.
He got to level up. He cannot be around me.
Investor, so you want to be that Deca millionaire. So I need an investor. So can you help me?
Sit on
that.
You can go now. That was my question.
Now check it out. If you need my number is 931-241-9714. It's everywhere. 931-241-9714. But that's a little bit about what we do. Now look at your cards real quick and ask this certified financial planner a couple of questions. Ask him something about certified planner. Put him on the spot. Let's go. Talk to him. Certified planner. I got a question. Certified planner. So, I got a question. Why should I take my money and give it to a certified planner when I can put it in real estate? All right, listen up, y'all. Let's be respectful of the guy up here. Go ahead.
Just a different source of retirement income. So one thing I would say, the younger you are, look into Roth IRAs. So when you get to retire, you draw money out tax-free. So it's going to go tax deferred.
What is a Roth IRA?
Roth IRA is an account that's set up through the government. Well, you set it up, but when you pull the money out, you don't pay taxes. It's like right now, if you have a 401k or a traditional IRA, you start drawing the money out after age 59 and a half, you pay taxes on that money because it's never been taxable. On a Roth, it's going to be tax-free. Tax-free retirement.
I have a question. You take from one, like a 457 and transfer it over to a Roth. All right.
If you're not working at the employer or you're a certain age, if it's allowable by the plan, you can, but you will have a tax consequence. So you have to be strategic.
Come on, y'all got to hit this guy. We got the guy here. He talk to him.
So I don't know if anybody knows this, but knows how to do it. But if you have been saving, you have a 457B, or you have a Roth, you have a traditional IRA. You can also look at doing a 1035 exchange.
What is a 1035 exchange, sir?
Essentially, a 1035 exchange allows you to take money out of that IRA category move it into another category as a legalized exchange without that money being taxed.
Yeah.
And so,
Kind of like a 1031 exchange with the real estate?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So you can go and you can take money out of your IRA, and you have, I would say, get an accountant to make sure that you do it the right way, and take that money out, go and buy a piece of property. You have to, essentially, it's an exchange, so you have to do the appropriate paperwork with it, but you can exchange that without paying taxes on it, and go and grow money in somewhere else. You can either decide to put it back later within a short period of time, or you can take it out completely, and now that piece of property is an extenuation of your IRA. So.
Talk to him. All right. See that? We got these smart people in here.
Tax deferral strategy. But if you do it with a Roth, it becomes a tax deferral and tax-free strategy. So especially for younger folks, and some, newer Roths are ideal.
All right. Thanks, man. All right, next person. Now, give me a question from one of your cards real quick. Look at your cards. Give me 2 on this side. What is it? CVV. All right. CVV. What's a CVV, y'all? What's a CVV? On your credit card. On your credit card. There is a 3-digit number on the back of your credit card.
I was thinking, but I was like,
So,
I don't know.
what does CVV mean? So raise your hand if you know. Tell me what the CVV means.
I just know it's your security code.
It's your security code. That's good. I like that. Somebody help her out. What else? What does it mean? Card verification value.
Okay.
And then you have CVV2. What is CVV2? CVV2 is just a dummy fictitious card that gives you another intermediary between you and the fraudster. So when they're going online, they have what you call a CVV2, and it changes every time.
It's like a token.
Okay, there you go. All you got to do is use Google. Google is your friend. Also, CID on your credit card. What is that? Card identification.
Designation?
I think it's card identification something. Google it. Somebody Google that real quick. CID. You have a 4-digit code on the front of the MasterCard, right? But you also still have the CVV on the back.
Right.
Okay, so you have 2. All right? Tell me what the CID means. It's card, indication, something, huh?
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, look it up.
You got it?
Digit value printed on the signature panel on the back of the Visa.
Okay, and what does the D stand for? Okay, card identification now. Card identification. Okay, good. The moral of the story is Google is your what? So everything that we're sitting up here talking to y'all about, and we're telling you, don't take it for face value. You need to check it out. The same thing with real estate. Today I took y'all through my hood to show you what I'm doing. Instead of taking you in a classroom and not showing you, there's so many people that is teaching this, they're not doing it. So we're walking you through live situations. A bungalow, 1920, restored. It's 100 years old. It's restored. A new house that just been built in the community. Come down the street. We're going to buy them old 2 raggedy bungalows. We're going to restore it when she get ready. And when she's not ready, I'm going to keep putting that bread on the table. Hey, look, I was going to give you $50,000 for each one. I done upped the ante up to $80,000 for each one. What you want to do? Well, $80,000 for each one. How much you owe? Nothing. That's $106,000. I give $180. Now, how can I do that? I can do that because I have a portfolio. I can go in there and I rehab it. I can take the rents and put a Section 8 in it. Increase the rents. It's called what? Adding value. It's called adding value. When you get a house that's in a deplorable shape, you go in and you have to increase the value. And you do that by redoing the plumbing, redoing the windows, putting a new roof on it, putting new doors on it, rewiring the whole house, putting new meters on it, having the city of Bartow run new electrical to it, the whole 9 yards. Putting installation in it so it stays cool in the summer, it stays hot in the winter. That's how you do it. Now, at this time, do anybody have any questions? Did we miss anything out that you would like to know about real estate? The floor is open. So whatever you want to know, you can ask.
When you was talking about building from the ground up, impact fees, the city charge you.
All right, I got you. Impact fees. Yeah. Check it out. The impact fees made different. They made different in different locations. Okay, depending on the value of the home and whatnot. Depending on the size of the home. But in Bartow, in this little area right here in the west side, I can only tell you what I paid. I paid upwards of about $18,000, $17,900. So just say $18,000 at that time. Now, there's some times you don't have to pay impact fees. When is it that you don't have to pay impact fees? Somebody raise your hand. Tell me when.
When they already have the sewer and stuff developed.
That's good. When you're trying to say when they already got the utilities in place. Mm-hmm. If a house is already on the lot and you knock it down to build a new house, you don't have to pay an impact fee because it already existed. The next time that the impact fees are waived is when you're inside the CRA. What is the CRA?
Community Redevelopment
Agency or area. It's the Community Redevelopment Agency. It's the area. This house right here, this duplex, is inside the CRA. So if it was not a duplex already on this parcel of land, they wouldn't have charged me impact fees. Why do they do that? Because they want to build up the hood. So they waive off your impact fees. My buddy, who built the new build with me, Joey Manning, Master Builds, that's the builder of the new build. He's building a 31-unit apartment complex on the east side of Bartow. Right? All impact fees waived. And it's given money to build there. He hit a home run. He called me and said, Greg, did you know this was inside the CRA? I said, no. He said, I know you did because it's been sitting there and I got it. But he waited till he closed the deal. I said, had he told me that, I would have what? I would have bought it. He got it and he called me and I told Mooney. And Mooney said, that phone call, how did that feel? I said, he winning. He winning, so I roll with it. But Joey is another one that pulls me up and I pull him up. Me, Joey, Mooney, Jeff, get around some like-minded individuals that can pull you up. And when you're doing wrong, Jeff really hit me hard, but Mooney hits me on a whole different level. Get with somebody that can do that. Next.
Is there a way to find out where these places are?
CRAs? Yes, they got. You go up to the city of Bartow. They have a meeting once a month, last Wednesday of the month or the third Wednesday of the month. Go online to the city of Bartow, and it'll tell you. Now, if you're not from Bartow, then you need to go where? To where you are. I'm giving you the game. I'm dropping it, man. Go to where you are. Go to Lake Placid. Go to Fort Meade. Go to Lakeland and go and do the same thing. And don't tell them RadfordHomes told you.
I got one question.
Yeah.
I know me and you talked about it, but
hey, listen up real quick, y'all.
How to actually, go about getting property like we just talked about getting property on unpaid taxes?
Unpaid taxes. I don't have a clue. I don't do it. I have no clue.
Wait a minute.
The way I did it, I was tipped off by Meriwether. He said that lot next to your house is going up for tax sale. I went to the courthouse where I work at. I was off that day. I went and I sat in the jury assembly room where they have all the sales. Call them out. One once, one twice, whatever. As soon as I sat down in the chair, they call out the property ID number. Call the property ID number out. And I said, I want to be on that. They said, okay. We start running it. One. Last week, on that property. Lots of things we put it out. Work $20,000. $1,900. Only free and clear. Ran my checks on any encumbrances, any legal, anything on the house way before, because I said, buy a house right here.
Talk up a little bit, Joe, Pastor Joe.
I'm gonna buy a house right here, but I don't want this dilapidated property next door to it. So I got it for $1,900, $1,926, put on a credit card, pay the credit card off, free and clear. So you go through clerk of courts, that's where I work at currently. Go through clerk of courts in official records department and speak with them. And you can also look on property appraiser website. Property appraiser website will give you the value of the property, let you know if it's a CRA area or not. That's why I was asking them about impact fees and so forth and so on, because where I live at and the property next door is under Bartow CRA, County Reed CRA. So you get with me, I even type it out for you, the process, and send it to you by email.
There you go. Y'all see? Now, Pastor Joe just dropped knowledge. Give him a round of applause, y'all. Pastor Joe, Pastor Joe picking it up and putting it down, baby. Yeah. Next question. Come on with it. Any other question? Go ahead.
At what point, or do you utilize a management company with your properties? Or at what?
Check this out. Hold this. Put this on me. Check this out. It works with different people. Now check out what I'm going to put down. Me and Sabrina and Mooney and Tishelle, we ain't using no property management company. We are the property management company. Property management company is going to charge you a fee per month. Now, I'm going to tell you the good things about it, too. They're going to charge you a fee. But, the queen ain't got time to do that because she's the queen. So, she ain't got time to be doing property management. That's when you're going to call RadfordHomes, and I'm going to come help you out. But I'm not licensed property manager. You will call Remax or whoever that has a property management, and then they'll manage it for you. But for me and Mooney, we don't do that because we want to control how much we pay out for plumbing. The property manager is just going to call his plumber. He's going to charge $180 when I can get a guy to come and do it for $40. And I know because I've had property manager. I got properties in Atlanta. I got properties in Oak Grove, Kentucky. And I have property managers because I'm not on the ground. So I use them when I'm not in the vicinity. Okay? I don't property manage the ones that's up in Atlanta. I got a house I just put on the market right now. It's on the market. It's under contract. I bought it with a VA loan in 2004. How many years is that? 17 years ago, I bought a house for $135,000, right? I put $0 down, and I've owned it for 17 years. I've cash flowed about $350 a month. Somebody give me a calculator real quick. Help me out. Put in $350, times that by 12, and tell me how much that is. $350 times 12 is what?
4,200.
Times that by 17.
Oh, wow.
71,400.
Okay, check it out. Teachable moment. I'm selling a house where I've made $71,400. It's on the market right now, and it's under contract. It went into a bidding war. Now, I'm selling it, but I'm going to have to pay my taxes because I ain't 1031 in it. But I'm just going to eat that, and I'm going to keep it moving. Because I put how much money down on the house? $0. It's in Conyers, Georgia. I put $0 down in 2004. I lived in it for 2 years. Write this down, y'all. Radford Homes and Ms. Radford operate under IRS 121. I'm dropping it. You better pick it up. Google that. If you live in a house for 60 months, if you own a house for 60 months as a whole, and you live in it, not consecutively, for 24 months, preferably you need to be living in it on the back end when you're getting ready to sell it. You are forgiven capital gain waivers for $500,000 if you're married. If you're single, you are forgiven capital gain waivers for $250,000. I move every 5 years. Do you hear me? I'm going to say it again. My house where I live in right now has $300,000 in equity. Sabrina wants a new house. Okay? I was about to get one the other day and I lost it. Went out there too fast, moving some of my dumb butt. And I lost my earnest money. I lost $1,000 earnest money. I jumped out there, then I decided I didn't want it. Guess what I had to do? They took my $1,000. I said, Sabrina, can you get it back? She said, I ain't getting that back. You know, get it back. Don't you even tell me go ask them folks back, get that money back. All that money you made, you know, you need to take people money too. But last thing I'm telling you is, if you operate under IRS 121, folks, this is legal. Do you know anything about it, broker? IRS 121. If you own a house and you for 60 months and you live in it for 24 months, preferably you need to live in it on the back end of the 60th month. Get it? You can rent it out the first 3 years. You need to live in it and homestead it the last 2 years. Just own IRS. Somebody Google it up and read it and tell me what it says. IRS 121. You sell it, you don't pay capital gains, meaning when I sell my house that I got right now, it's got $300,000 in equity because we forced equity. We put in a fireplace, we put in a bar top on the countertop, put in a big dome. We made Sabrina a glam room. Oh, 15 grand. A glam room. All white houses and all that stuff. So we forced to appreciate the equity, right? When we exit, we're going to get $300,000 over what we paid. It's tax free. You don't have to do a 1031 because it's IRS 121. You gotta know this. If I don't tell you nothing else, anybody can Google it for me and tell me what it says. I know somebody here is smart. IRS 121. What does it say, y'all?
Allows the taxpayer to exclude up to $250,000, $500,000 for certain taxpayers who file a joint return of the gain from the sale or exchange of property owned and used as a principal residence for at least 2 of the 5 years before the sale.
Listen to me. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. Every one of y'all that's sitting here, if you don't take nothing away, because all of y'all live in a house. Now, if you don't own it, then you out the game. You better get your house to own it. Every 5 years, I pretty much try to buy another house. I'm telling you, man. Because they're giving me money because I done learned this stuff, man. I sleep at night, I wake up and write stuff down out my sleep. I get up and I write down. I told my wife when I met her, I said, babe, I'm going to be multi-millionaire. I'm going to own all kind of houses around the west side of Bartow. Then I tell you this, Sabrina. She's like, you whatever. This was when I retired in 2013. I said, I'm telling you, I dreamt it. Glory be to God. I dreamt it. I'm telling you the truth. What I'm doing right now, I'm teaching y'all right now. I dreamt this. I said, man, I'm going to do it. And I told her that, and she was like, whatever. Did I, babe? And today, we're teaching y'all, we're helping y'all. Hopefully you use it. Do not worry about giving me no credit. You go back, because I get my credit from the Holy Spirit. Hey, give it away, take it away, I already got it. You go back and you replicate this and keep it moving. And if you need me, you call me. Now, if you want to stay around after this, if you got any questions, you can. But we got 3 gifts that we're going to do. So we're going to do a raffle, and we're going to ask 3 questions. Come on, Sabrina and Mooney, come help me out with the question. But before we go into the questions, I got to give Mooney and Jeffrey something. Mooney and Jeff, come on real quick. All right. Check this out. I have these two guys here. This is real talk. These guys here inspire me, but they my real, true, loyal brothers. And when I say that, I'm saying it in a way like, when I'm wrong, they tell me I'm wrong. When I do something stupid and say something stupid to Sabrina, Mooney said, man, you know that ain't right. He checked me. Yeah. When I feel like I'm getting depleted and I'm trying to give back to everything, Jeffrey Williams, man, is doing so much great stuff in the community. I can't even fathom what he's doing. He came in and he gave me an opportunity to film. I like to take pictures, and I like to make videos. I love editing videos and taking pictures and the whole 9 yards. Okay, so I like that. That's my little pastime. I get on the back porch. I like, editing videos, because I learned if you learn how to market, you will never be broke. As long as you got God on your side and you learn how to market. If you learn to market, all we're doing today is putting out information and we're marketing. We're marketing, we're pouring into the community, we ain't charging nothing, but you could go a long way. But you can't go far if you don't have a good set of guys with you, man, and it's checking you when you're wrong. So I want to say this to them, to Mooney and Jeff. You make the difference. Our sincere appreciation to my main man Jeff and my homeboy Mooney. In recognition of your commitment and dedication to Radford Homes, I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, man. And my lovely beautiful wife, come up here, Sabrina. We got 3 questions. You can help me out. Stay up here. Y'all can help me out. We got 3 questions we're gonna ask, and we're gonna give away some stuff. So Mooney, you ask him one hard question. Mooney's humble, y'all. Give him a round of applause, big Mooney. Mooney, ask him, big dog. Ask him something difficult, like you be doing me. All right, I'm gonna tell you what he told me the other day. When you get up there, you teach them this. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. While Mooney and Jeff is up here, Mooney told me to teach y'all this. He told me to stop talking about the 1% rule. I always talk about the 1% rule. About if you buy a property for $100,000, your property should rent for $1,000. So if I buy a property for $100,000, you better be renting for $1,000, because you go below the 1% rule. A lot of people don't want to go below the 1% rule. Remember, you asked me what's your return and what's this. You want to go above the 1% rule. So Mooney said, Greg, don't teach them that way, because the 1% rule, it doesn't sound good, inviting. 1% of the rent for $100,000. If you buy something for $200,000, it should rent for how much? $2,000.
Yeah.
It should rent for $2,000. But Mooney broke it down like this. So I'm gonna use a live property. So I'm gonna need y'all to help me. And Mooney, you gotta help me if I'm wrong. All right. So calculator. Who got the calculator? Somebody get on the calculator. All right. The rent on this place. Now, I'm gonna use Mooney place, so that y'all can see how far advanced he is than I am. Mooney has a place he just purchased for $28,000. Mooney, can I use this? Okay. Don't get mad, lady. 20. Because you said I can use it, so you better check up now. Can I use it or not? Don't say where it is. Okay. No, don't say where it is. I won't say where it's at. If he bought it for $28,000, how much money you put into it, Mooney? $14,000. How much is that?
$42,000.
That's $42,000. Right? Are y'all ready for this? How much you think he rented for?
$1,200.
No.
$1,500.
No. He rented the property for $1,600.
You better work it.
Somebody do the math. 1,600 times 12. How much is that?
19,000.
See, Mooney uses 12 months. I don't. But I can't touch it. So how much?
$19,200.
$19,200.
Yep.
Now, check it out to see what his ROI is on the property. You take the rent, take the $19,200, divide it by 42,000, and tell me the number you get.
0.45.
This man made 45% return on his money.
Actually rounded up to 46.
46%.
Yeah, you can take it up to 46.
I stopped trying to even talk to him. He just did that in less than 30 days.
I got a question.
Now, hold up before you get there. Hold up. Hold that question. He did 5 of them like that in the last 45 days. All cash.
When we decided to take his class.
All cash.
Yeah, what you doing up there?
Now you see what my dog doing? The other one, The other one was the $200,000 that I told you. Pay $80,000, keep $120.
Yeah.
Right.
Assume the mortgage. It's him. Now we'll stop there. That's enough. We good? We can leave it alone.
Well, I was told not to ask any questions. I have one more.
So
move.
go ahead and ask the question.
So for the subject to loans, are you leaving the people in the homes? Do they rent from you? Or
No,
are you
they
buying them
leave.
out?
They leave.
They leave. Okay.
They
Well,
leave.
in that case, that guy who left, I put him in that house that Greg talking about. So I paid him and he paid me rent.
Don't talk! Don't talk!
See, I got good questions.
Oh, okay.
That's the next class.
That's the next one.
That's the next class.
I do have a question though.
Me or him?
Him. On the property tax that you assume, right, that you buy, do you actually have to be present to bid on that, to buy that? You know, like you said, if you're buying it for whatever the taxes that are owed on the property, do you have to actually be present, or can you bid online?
Yes.
There's some that, go ahead.
Now what they're doing now is that they're doing a silent bid type thing. You put in all your information online, set up your account online, then you put in all your information on it. It's no longer in person because before COVID they started this. You go in, they make up an account there, right? And you can do pretty much everything online. You may have to go there. I'm not sure of that yet. I'm still looking into that. But what I had to do, I had to come back before close of business that day, paid in $1,926 for the lot, the water. And then they sent me the deed, all the paperwork from the court, stamped, sealed, signed, everything like that. I didn't have to go to a lawyer or anything like that because I knew too much about the property.
You already done the title search before you went there, so you
I already done that before I did what I need to do. Because when I got out, I was wanting to do the same thing Greg is doing now, but with kind of cold feet, I backed off. But I'm still looking into a lot of things now that brought me some, property, and I can do, get some value out of it by cashing it out.
All right. What you got back here?
I just gonna add, when you set up that account on property appraisers, and you can use it as a savings account. If you want to invest, you can put money on your account once you have one set up. So therefore, if you say there's no property like today, but you'll already have money right there on your account. When you see a property you want, you can already save money in the account. So I like right now.
Talk to him.
I have like $5,000 sitting on property appraisers on that account. So whenever I do see a property, I don't have to worry about how I'm gonna get the money. The money's already there. So that little money I'm putting away from that, the food going out to eat all the time, I'm saving it on property appraisers. Okay.
Talk to him. Give a round of applause, y'all. All right, another question? Any other question?
Where you from?
Hey, listen, what we ask for y'all to do for us is we like to take one. Okay. This is the question that somebody gonna win. Mooney, you talk to him. Ask him what's the difference. That's Mooney, and then Jeff.
No, I don't deal with these.
Oh, yeah, well, okay.
So if they give
We'll
me
get that to Greg. You do that.
Okay, hey, listen. You do that. You gotta shut it up.
All right. What's the difference? Give me the similarities. Hard money versus private money. Who got that one? Hard money versus
Right here.
private money.
Go.
Hard money, you're gonna pay 1 to 3% up front, and then you're gonna pay money on the back end. Private money gonna be a lot more. You don't really check the credit report, based on reputation.
Give it to him, baby.
Relationship.
Give it up. Clap it up. All right. There's Mooney. There's 3 types of finance.
3 types of finance.
Don't tell him. There's 3 types of financing. What are they?
USDA, FHA, and
Okay, you're in the right ballpark, but when I say financing, check it out. I talk about there's 3 types of financing, meaning you can put it in your
name,
or you can put it in your
business name,
or you could get it from the
private.
You could get it from the public. The public.
You gave it away.
Give it to them. All right, listen to this. There's 3 types of financing. You got personal financing, you have corporate/business financing, then you have the government, the public.
Okay.
The government helps out and do things. All right? All right, the next one is, can you finance land for 30 years? Yes or no?
Yes.
Raise your hand.
Yes.
No.
No?
Raise your hand. Who's next?
Yeah.
Of course it's gonna be
No. There you go.
You're doing no.
All right, we're doing that. All right. Land is 15 years. A home can be financed up to 30 years.
Oh, okay.
Because it's land. It's raw land. Why you need 30 years?
Yeah.
Can you do? Would you do a loan for 30 years on land?
No, not technically.
Exactly. If I read in the book, you can't do that. I mean, who?
But you can.
Don't make
Yeah,
sense.
you can.
You can if you're borrowing it from a business source. So,
Okay. Well, if you got stipulations. All right. Good job. We talked about subject 2. I'm gonna ask you, what is on business credit? What does a net 30 mean on business credit?
It's your debt to income ratio.
You can borrow 30,000.
Yeah, 30 days.
Net, listen, net 30. You just came to my establishment. I get,
Yeah, 30 days pay for it.
you can't get it. Somebody else.
I'm saying,
Let me do one more. All right. Check this out. If
you saying that is wrong? At 30%?
Yeah, 30 days.
You gotta pay it
net
off in
30
30
means
days, so
net
you gotta
30
get it.
means if Home Depot give you
I didn't
a
hear you say anything about
Yeah.
net 30. I thought you said, what
said
is the
net
30%?
no, I said what's net 30?
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I
Net 30.
misunderstood the
Net
question.
30 is you go to Home Depot and give you net
Gotta
30.
pay it.
Then some people give you net 45.
Yeah,
Some
net
people give you
45.
net 60.
Yeah.
I leverage Mooney. Me and Mooney are different. Mooney leverage nothing.
So you don't have to pay interest on whatever you borrow.
You don't have to pay interest on it for 30 days. If you go to Sherman Williams and you have a Sherman Williams business account, trade line, Sherman Williams, painting, rolling paint, their business account. They do net 45. So those do it too.
In all fairness, in my notes, you didn't mention that was called net 30. You said you paid it off fast in 30
No,
days.
Yeah, but you have up to 30.
Listen, you have up net 30. Check it out. This is clear. Glad you brought that up. Net 30. You have up to 30 days. With your business credit, the sooner you pay it off, the better it looks on your business credit. It's not like your personal credit. Business credit wants to turn the cash flow over fast. Because you can go insolvent. You can go bankrupt without cash flow. You could be a multi-million-dollar corporation. But if the money is not, your inlays and outlays are not coming in fast enough, your business can go insolvent, can go bankrupt. So they give you what they call net 30 so you can pay them back. They extend you that credit because they know you don't have the money anyway, and they don't want to lose your business. And they don't want you to use your American Express card. They want to keep that thing in-house. Now, if you go past that, you know they're going to tax you on that. So on your business credit, I try to pay my business credit on the net 30 accounts. I try to pay them back in 10 days because it looks good at the Business Credit Bureau. It looks good. It's favorable to do that. You don't want to go all the way to 30 days. You can, but that's why you got to come to events like this. Because I went to 30 days, and then I looked at my business credit score. It only goes from 0 to what? 100. And it was hurting it. It was hurting my business credit. So I started paying it off faster. You get what I'm saying? It started paying it off faster. If you can't, then you can't. But remember, there's nobody wrong in here. We're all here together to learn, right? There's nobody wrong. We're just here to learn. I don't know all the answers. I Googled most of this stuff. All right? Now, check it out. Let's keep it real with you. Mooney knows how to put in cabinets, windows, doors, paint, flooring. He can do the whole damn house. I don't know how to put on a doorknob and don't want to. I'm not doing nothing but telling people what to do and writing a check and going to the private money. Because my goal is to be able to go have multi-millionaires give me money at an alarming rate to build my community up, to build Radford Home apartment. I ain't going to pay for none of that stuff. I'm going to use this. I'm telling you, I ain't paying for none of it anyway, because they giving it to me because of what I'm doing now. They looking at this junk. They gonna see it. They looking at this stuff. They're looking at this progress. They're looking at this. If you don't like real estate, then you have to turn the channel. But my channel most of the time is going to be on real estate, my wife, traveling, church, pretty much that's it. So you can do the same thing I'm doing. You learning now. You know Net 30 now. You know your business credit. You got the brokers here. You know how to get the rental properties. If you don't, then just call me. And if I don't know, I know he know. I know he know because I'm with it every day pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And one day.
Okay, we got one more question.
Think back, gonna take
Can somebody explain to me what's the CRA? What the CRA is?
Come on. There you go. Come on up. Go get. Yeah.
You waited all day to say the one.
Hey, I'm asking y'all a question. Did y'all learn something today? Did you learn something? Did you learn one thing? You didn't know about IRS 121. I'm surprised you didn't know that. I'm surprised. I thought you was going to jump on me when you know that. When I go to, hey, listen up real quick, y'all. When I go to events, I normally tell people about that. And when I tell them that, they look at me with big eyes. He said, we've been doing that for 30 years. How did you know about that? And I said, well, I listen to podcasts. I listen to YouTube. All day long, I listen to podcasts. I don't listen to the radio. All I do, man, you need to stop teaching podcasts. You're great. You teaching it wrong. You got to teach them like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I learned that. And that's how you can pick up some of the stuff. And I'm telling y'all, man, we went from being in the military, I used to write, bad checks or whatever you want to call it, or use cash writing check like Amscott. I didn't have it together. I thought I had it together. But when I got out and I started my own business, man, and I started putting in stuff in marketing and having classes, and that's when now the military helps me out because I got a pension for the rest of my life. But really and truly, man, doing this here, man, it could change the trajectory of your family. It could change a person's life. I mean,
people.
By just not being nosy, by a show of hands, how many of y'all make $20,000 a month every month and don't go to work for it? Okay, you make it. That's it.
He works though.
So there's only three people in here that makes $20,000 plus a month. Him, me, and Mooney. Okay? But listen, you can make $20,000 a month if you had 10 rental properties and they rent it for $2,000 a month. I don't do Airbnb. Mooney does Airbnb.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, he does Airbnb. He flips the property. He has tractors, all kinds of stuff. Hey, the first time I ever rode a tractor, Mooney, I was so excited, man. I said, Mooney, you have a tractor? He said, I got a John Deere, baby. You want to ride? I came over there with the video, didn't Mooney? And I ride that John Deere. I ain't never thought I'd be on a John Deere tractor. I ain't paying nobody to bush hog my land. Bush hog my own land.
There you go.
I'm like, how much that tractor cost? He was like $13,000. I was like, I'm paying somebody to bush hog. You paying $13,000 for a tractor? That's me now. So, hey, we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. Before y'all leave, we're going to take a picture. Pastor Joe, come on up. Pastor Joe always lead us in prayer before we exit. So, you going to go ahead and say a prayer, Pastor Joe?
Father in heaven, we thank you this afternoon for what we've already heard, for what we've seen. Let us in some way put it in practice so it won't go to waste, and also share with others that we come upon each and every day. Thanks for Greg, Sabrina, Mooney, female friend. Lord God, we just ask you to bless everyone here. And Lord God, as we leave here, let us take what we've learned from here to there. And let us also, oh Father God, be blessed in our coming, our going, our lying down, our rising up every morning. We pray your name. We pray your name in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hey, let's get a group picture. Don't leave now. I need y'all to come right here. Everybody come right here. I'm watching you. Don't try to escape on me. I need a group picture. Keep it rolling. Y'all come on up. Let's get a group picture. If you don't want to get one, don't worry about it. But come on up. I would appreciate it if you did. Let's get a group picture. We're just gonna go on the other side of that table right there. Just go on the other side of the table, and that way we get everything right in the middle. Keep it rolling, Tishelle. Come on with the thing. Come on. Me and you are going together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just keep filming. Come on. Bro, come on, Mooney. Yeah, move it out. Move it over. Move it over. Jeff know the deal. Do it, Jeff. Guess what I'm about to do, y'all? We all gonna be in here. iPhone has a timer on it, don't it?
All these couples, come on up a little bit. Yeah, because they were trying to be in front. So yeah, put your wife in front of you.
Hey, get him right, Janet! All right, on the count of 3, get on in there, Janet. I'm gonna come in there and get one with y'all. First, I'm gonna get y'all though. 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2. All right, let's all get in there now. Ready, baby? I got 10 seconds. Let's go. Hands up, y'all. Give me some life. Yeah! Y'all learned something today? Yeah. Thank y'all for coming. All right, God bless. Yeah, y'all. Hey, Jeff, tell them if they want to donate. Tell them if they talk to them. $RadfordHomes.
All right, if you got all this great information and you feel guilty getting it for free, you can always donate to $RadfordHomes. You know, he's a big philanthropist. He's always giving back to young business owners, giving back to youth programs, not all over Polk County. He works with my programs in Lakeland, also in Haines City, you know, with the Dream Center in Lakeland, Oakland Neighborhood Center. So if you'd like to sow into this ministry, what he's doing, $RadfordHomes. So you can get a seed of $1, $2.
Get that sign right there.
Everything. So you make sure if you want to contact him, you can call. You don't have a cash app or anything like that. He takes checks, money orders, and the good old American way, cash money. So make sure you connect with this young gentleman. He's always willing to share
Flip it around.
The great information that he has. So take advantage of that, and he just want to help make everyone successful. So if you want to help and support and feel guilty getting all of this information for free, a lot of people, they charge $100, $200, $500, even $1,000 for what we were able to get here today. So make sure you hit up the Cash App, $RadfordHomes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.